U.S. Armed Forces and JDF are committed to deepening and expanding their cooperation.
Right. And I'm going to come to that.
Hold on, Dr. Chang. Including in their efforts to fight criminal organizations and narco-terrorists who traffic guns, drugs, and people. So the point I am making is that you are saying that statement was made in relation to another agreement. Okay, fine, but it does not. It doesn't negate the fundamental underlying question, which is what will the U.S. be doing here?
I'm going to answer. I'm just saying we must keep the two discussions separate because they're two separate on the one.
But I am disagreeing with you. I am saying the agreements might be separate, but the concerns cross.
I will discuss them. No, it's not an opinion. It's a fact.
No, the concerns, Dr. Chang, is what I'm saying. The issues are cross-cutting. No, it's the same thing you all did with the deportee thing when you were saying it's two different agreements, and I'm saying, but the concerns were cross-cutting.
Yes, but you won't allow me to answer.
Yeah, man, go ahead. Go ahead.
The State of Forces Act is a universal agreement, global agreement with American troops. Purely because American troops operate globally and they don't operate under the legal framework of Visitation of Forces Act. Wherever they go, they have to operate separately. They are just here. They operate in Melissa. The Chinooks were here all over the island. And this administration insisting that we have established agreement for their forces to operate. It operates it covers them in any activity they do. Whether it is a military intervention, as you alluded there, or you have joint training operations, as they do regularly in Jamaica. We go to Panama regularly. For years, we have been doing that. Or just training officers. And as they were here in post-Melissa, when they do a lot of work in disaster management, they need a legal framework for their troops to come in and work. Are they going to discontinue that kind of operation? And we are one of the last people to sign on because we have to examine the legislative changes required to accommodate them. And that's what the State of Forces Act is, one that is established globally, been around for years. We have been working with them for nothing new in it. It's already codifying what we're doing. The coalition against counter-cartel is a different thing, and yes, it overlaps because it provides if they have to operate here.
No, but you see, you're zeroing in on that and missing the essence of what I'm asking. The essence of what I'm asking is what are they going to be doing here, given that we've been told there will be joint operations, and given that we're told about narco-terrorists, trafficking guns, drugs, and people.
It sets the framework for them to operate here if they have to. We don't see them operating here.
But what does that mean?
If they have to come in here, let's take what happened in Colombia. When drug dons took over a whole section of Colombia, it was then described as almost a civil strife, war. And they went and assisted the Colombians in both training and tactical operations to reduce the operation of the FARC. If somebody took over the whole of St. James and Trelawney, then we might have need external forces. We have demonstrated we don't need external forces for the gang we have here. And in fact, as I said, they are looking at us as a model for smaller countries before it gets to that level.
Except this doesn't only speak to training, it speaks to joint operations, which suggests that we are inviting them to come in and operate here on Jamaican soil.
The SOFA, just like the Visitation of Forces Act, which we have the established law, which affects other jurisdictions besides the American, the British, and the Canadian, establishes a framework for their troops to operate in Jamaica.
The current, yes, but we're in different times now, Dr. Chang, as I know you know.
The law is the law.
No, Dr. Chang, you cannot be looking at what has happened in the past few years and say the law is a law. There's nobody, small countries, developing countries all around the world have said what this proves is that international law is not here for us. And having said that, so when we speak about joint operations, what does the agreement say?
It's a joint operation.
Hold on, Dr. Chang. Who is going to be in charge?
Look, it all depends on the operation. When we go to Panama for training, for joint training, it's the American forces. When we have, usually in the larger countries come here for training, it's a joint command center, as we do with the police and the army. In fact, there are routine joint operations annually in Jamaica because of the need to expose troops from different countries, the United States, UK in particular, to the terrain in Portland. That's a stand-up we're going on for years. And there's a established protocol how they operate. Joint operation means joint operation. You have a command center, as we do for our own local territorial operation where the police and the JDF operate joint command centers. And that operation is being looked at now as something we can replicate elsewhere, because this is the same thing in all the Anglo-speaking, Anglophone Caribbean countries, as well as the small Latin American jurisdictions.
So they're going to be operating here, and it's not a Jamaican who would be in charge, is what you're saying?
Well, they won't be operating here. We
What do you mean?
We have taken our level of young operation to a level where we not need them to operate here. But we are operating elsewhere. We are in Haiti.
No, but you signed an agreement that is going to allow that to happen, correct?
Yes, if it's necessary.
No, you're making it sound as if my questions are unreasonable, and they cannot possibly be.
If it's necessary, but I think my answer is obvious. I'm saying if it's necessary, there's a framework for them to operate.
Right, but we don't know what that framework is, which is what I'm trying to find out. So in other words, what is to stop them from running roughshod?
Because there's no such agreement for them to run offshore. Understanding that it states clearly you will operate within your sovereignty, and we will have the agreement for them to come in.
Within whose sovereignty?
Take over settlements in Portland, and we need support. We'll have to get support from our traditional partners, which is the UK, Canada, and America.
You've gone to the extreme in saying...
No, it's not extreme. That's what it is.
No, man, you don't even hear what they're asking. So you're saying if it is that gangs take over St. Thomas or take over St. James or whatever.
Call them gangs. If a group take over that area that is hostile to government.
Which is what I'm saying, that suggests an extreme position. I'm saying, are there no... Hear me. Are there no lesser conditions in which you would be allowing U.S. soldiers to operate here?
Not likely, because we have to allow them. So that's to understand. We'll have to allow them to come in, and would not like, as I said, right now where we are being used to go elsewhere, and therefore come on under a protocol which would be related to our country. We are in Haiti. We have a company in Haiti working where we are doing the training of troops in anti-gang operation, because they see Jamaican Defense Force as strong in that area, and based on our success in Jamaica, that has become the model. So we are training troops from all across, both Latin America and Africa. In there. We have police there too, but our police don't come under a proper legal framework for posting overseas. It's a challenge. We have just worked out something with Turks, which is a fellow which was part of the British colonial system. There's still a British colony. We have 40 policemen there, and we are looking at other Caribbean territories. But when we're moving police, it is difficult because Jamaican police are not due, nor are other our partners' police due to be operating outside of their territory. It is when you go extraterritorial, it is more the army involved. And wherever they go, there has to be some kind of a legal framework for them to operate. Over the years, we have been operating without any, because we have been discussing this for maybe a long time, and they have come here in emergencies. The most recent venture was after Melissa. The Chinooks were all over the place in Jamaica.
Can you hold 1 second, Dr. Chang? Yeah. We're right up onto the Best of Forces agreement between Jamaica and the U.S., and this is, the statement says, an international instrument to establish and formalize the terms under which members of one country's armed forces can be temporarily present in another country for mutually agreed activities, including training exercises and joint operations. And Dr. Chang has been explaining to us a little bit more in terms of what that entails. Let me just try to understand a couple of things, if I could, Dr. Chang. So for clarity, I know I asked you and you had answered earlier, but I just want to make sure I understand. So the agreement then would allow for the U.S. to lead operations here in Jamaica, these joint operations? I know you say it depends on the circumstances. But
no, if you have, I don't really get to that crisis level where we just said we don't have, at this point, they're going to ensure that kinetic operations are conducted by Jamaican in Jamaican territory. But if you go to the extreme cases, yes, you may need that one day. But we don't think anywhere near there. We have pulled back the security station to a place where we are comfortable. But there are times when the forces are here, and when they are here, like for emergency relief, then they are in charge of their body, but Jamaica is in charge of the overall relief operation. But
well, emergency relief is...
Well, it's the same thing.
No, it's not at all the same thing, Dr.
No, it's the same protocol. Their forces going away. When they send relief, organizes one thing.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show, live on Portland Spice TV. Thank you for joining us this Monday evening, the 24th day of August. Yeah, man, all Portland Spice ambassadors, good evening and welcome. Auntie Leonardi, Celine, everybody who there. Big up on yourself. Welcome to the show this evening. For those of you who have been inviting people to the channel, thank you very much. It is a pleasure having you assisting us in promoting Portland Spice TV. We offer the most credible discussion on governance anywhere in Jamaica. And, you know, some of the things that we discuss here are craved in other areas. In fact, somebody called me not too long ago and they said, Colin, we would love to use clips from your channel. And they said, especially discussions with Ralston. And I said to them, I have no problem. Just give credit where credit is due. Because our aim is to educate the Jamaican people, inform them. And we use this channel to do that. And our aim is to speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Pastel, good evening and big up yourself, my brother. Kevin, good evening. Leroy, Megawatt Volt, big up on yourself, man. All the Portland Spice ambassadors. Carol, good evening. Dana, good evening. And welcome home, Miss Thomas. Back on the rack. Yes. Well, the news this evening from RGR of a whole heap of things, and I want to touch on RGR news this evening. Let's go there before I play another clip. Let's go there.
The agreement of the sort, and our chief.
And 48.7% pass rate achieved in CSEC mathematics may look like progress, but the figure is masking the country's real numeracy problem. The maths pass rate rose from 34.5% in 2024 to 43.1% in 2025 and 48.7% this year. But Mr. Crawford contends that several grade 11 students enrolled in the system do not sit the exam annually.
The ministry continues to sell a lie by ignoring the numbers enrolled and focusing on the numbers allowed to sit. And so with 34,000 persons enrolled, the ministry will calculate mathematics percentage over the 18,000 that was allowed to sit, ignoring 14,000 that was not allowed. It should be 44% of all 11 graders, not 44% of the 50% that was allowed to sit. And so the actual percentage is not 48, but 21%. Of the 34,000 that should have done the exam, 7,000 passed, which means that 27,000 failed.
The Ministry of Education has not yet published the final number of total individual candidates who sat each exam. And Mr. Crawford says the sector is not ready for the scheduled September 7 reopening of schools. Mr. Crawford says teacher migration, uncertified early childhood educators, and institutions remain major issues that could disrupt teaching and learning outcomes.
82% of our basic schools have not attained the standards that government have set to allow them to be certified. And the vast majority of the teachers in our basic schools are untrained, depending on level 2 hard. When you go to some of these basic schools, the competence of delivery might be high, but the content is low, so they go home with LMNOP. The other part is available teachers, for which have long been a problem ignored by the government, with the last conversation being that some will come from Africa. Well, where are the Africans? And this essence of unavailable teachers will be exaggerated by the fact that the teachers are currently dissatisfied and has not accepted the proposal from the government for pay.
Opposition spokesman on education, Damian Crawford. He was speaking at the People's National Party Region 4 National Executive Council meeting in Spanish Town yesterday. The Transport Operators Development Sustainable Services, TODS, is urging public transport operators to hold off on plans for an all-island no-movement day on September 7 when the new school term begins. President Egerton Newman had made it clear that TODS is not in support of the proposed move. He says the government should be given more time to address their concerns after stakeholders had already met with Transport Ministry officials and in a bid to work through several issues, including the October 1 implementation of the new demerit point system and better working conditions for PPV operators.
The minister has listened and he's paying keen attention to it by way of establishing a committee put together with several agencies and organizations.
Sell it on Newman.
And we believe that time should be given for this team to review the Road Traffic Act and to get back to us. It cannot be done overnight. We believe in communication, and we have done that. We believe in consultation, and that is taking place. And we hope that the October 1 time for demerit points to be put in place will be set back.
Transport operators have raised issues with the demerit point system, particularly that there is the high risk of rapid license suspensions, which could affect their earning potential. Mr. Newman is also urging operators to avoid taking any action that could unnecessarily disrupt the reopening of schools.
September 7th is back to school. Why would I, as a parent, want to disrupt the opening of school, new school term? No, I can't. And so the Transport Operators Development Sustainable Services and its associated groups and individual island-wide does not support. We must focus on public transportation if you are public transportation operators. Don't mix it with politics.
TODS
How we
President
get politics
Egerton
tonight?
Newman. The Consumer Affairs Commission, CAC, says parents continue to make the same mistakes in their back-to-school book purchases, prompting it to again urge due diligence. The CAC says its survey at bookstores has found that some parents have been purchasing the wrong books ahead of the 2026-2027 academic year, resulting in attempts to return the items or seeking the intervention of the Commission. Communications specialist at the Consumer Affairs Commission, Dorothy Campbell, says the findings have shown that the CAC needs to continue its public education and outreach programs to teach parents how to spend wisely, especially during the current cost of living squeeze.
Ease out.
I think this year is...
Ease out, ease out, ease out. This man here, hold on the caller. This man here named Selitan Newman. The taxi operators need to run him away. Run where Egerton Newman. Egerton Newman is a political axe planned in the Transport Authority by the government of Jamaica. Yeah? Him no own no taxi. Him no feel the pain that the transport operators in Jamaica feel. How him have such a big position? Yeah? Sell it on Newman, take for yourself. The man them say no movement there. There are a number of issues. You now come out and talk about no put politics in it. It's you, Selitan Newman, that is the political axe. You are the weapon that is formed against the taxi operators in Jamaica. Where you for? Where you are do ya? Selitan Newman, you are sorcerer. Evening.
Mr. Bell, good evening.
Yes.
Why would somebody in their normal sense would want to plan an all-island no movement day on the 7th of September when school is expected to
When
fully
is the
open.
most important day for transport operators? What is the most important time for the transport operator if they want to send a message to the government? What time is the most important time?
You can do it anytime this week.
Oh, you want them
And
to
you
hold
can-
on. You prefer them do it when CXC are go on?
CXC don't know, man.
No,
The
so you,
CXC
hold
not
on.
go on.
So when me I say if you prefer them wait till when CXC are go on, them do it in the morning.
No, Mr. Bell.
We will
Mr.
not do
Bell.
it that morning. September
Why cannot be
morning.
done this week? Why
what?
cannot be done this
It
week?
won't send a
Why
strong
can-
message. The message won't be sent strong enough.
Mr. Bell, why would
Mr.
we
Bell,
want
Mr.
to
Bell, Mr. Bell,
Why
the
Colin,
backside the
Mr.
school them down west not ready? Ask the government that. Why the school them if ready? Not ready. Why would not come out and a quarrel about the schools that is supposed to be ready for September morning? Not ready.
I agree that we fall down on the
The
job.
whole
but
of
don't
no
make us
political acts. And all you know I do, I try defend the Jamaica Labour Party. You don't have no good intention for the people of Jamaica. You don't have no good intention for the workers of Jamaica. You don't have no good intention for the taxi operators of Jamaica. You know the weapon that is formed against the people of Jamaica.
All right, Colin, make I work with you.
Work with me.
We don't have any good intention for the people of Jamaica.
Done.
Right. Well, I know I can finish the point. Those who are planning for a total lockdown on September 7th, are they better than us?
If they're
Are they different?
What do you mean if they're better?
If you're going to disrupt the children education, in which
first week of school, nothing too tough, no go on.
Mr.
First
Bell,
week of school, our orientation, getting to know new
Mr.
student,
Bell,
something have
as
to give. And that not
as
come with.
someone-
I tell people about don't disrupt this, don't disrupt that. If a
as-
GLP didn't
Mr.
power a
Bell.
country burn down. If I did
Mr.
labor right,
Bell.
you remember when you burn down the country for $1 per liter of gas? Eh?
Mr. Bell, for someone who believe in education and want to see our children educated,
Yes.
I know you're not supporting for all island.
I am in
shutdown
support of an island-wide lockdown from the 7th to the 12th. Yes, me support it.
Mr. Bell, Mr. Colin Bell.
Yes, Mr. Edwards.
I know you are desperate for power.
Me?
I understand. Yeah, you are
Desperate for power? Me desperate to
You-
see
you-
a
you-
good
that-
Jamaica. Me desperate to see a Jamaica that benefit the masses and not the few. I am desperate to see a Jamaica that look out for all the children and not some.
You know, if the PNP come to power tomorrow and the PNP grows the economy far better than the Labour Party and it created well-paid job, if the society don't educate it to take up those
Tell
jobs,
Andrew Holness and Dana Morris Dixon that 600 school damaging in Melissa. How many of them are ready for September morning?
Oh, okay. You hear from my wife? You hear from my wife, that ex-officer? You hear from her? From me?
Answer this question before. Out of the 600 odd school that was damaging Melissa, she gave me a message for you. But when you answer this, me tell you. She gave me a message to give you. She gave me a message to give to you. But answer this question. Out of the 600 odd school that was severely damaging Hurricane Melissa, how many of them are ready for September morning?
Did I hear a figure of about 20 or 30?
Then that good enough? That good enough?
No.
That no worse than
then
that no worse than the taxi man that we are gonna shut down.
Mr. Bell.
She say if you top call her name and top talk about her. And that she said.
That is one thing she can never stop, my son. She will never stop that. She will have to live. All right.
Have a good evening. Senator Newman, all you do is sell out taxi operators. You are a surrogate for the Jamaica Labour Party, Senator Newman. That's what you are. A surrogate for the Jamaica Labour Party. Yeah? You coming out and talk about the man enough to get politics. The man them they tell you nothing about politics. And you, Senator Newman, I bring politics in the man them shut down. The men are saying that in one day, based on the new point system that the government is bringing in, any taxi operator can lose their license. That is their tool of trade. You know run taxi, Senator Newman. You know not taxi on the road. When last you have an annual general meeting, Senator Newman? When were you re-elected as the head of TADS? Eh? When last you bring the taxi men together to see if they still have their support to be the head of any taxi organization? Senator Newman.
Hello, Mr. Dale.
Welcome to the Colin Bell Show, sir.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
I know you don't agree if you listen everybody and take everybody word, but that man where you continue to make you not run him off of your program and make him go get some.
Me nah go run him.
Me believe in that natural as well you doing, but the man to go, man. But the man got some sitting out there and go tell him to so.
Me nah go run
And
him.
the government wreck the country and them are good on with our care on people with it.
Yeah, man.
Not drinking drunk government wreck the country and them are carrying them. Care on people with it. But
Yep.
you man go run off the man of a show, man, go look something new. Injecting paper for Andrew territory in Libya and Niamey. Send them full in crowd full. I'm going to pay me Niamey for me to can't keep them up. Make him go, man. Sure.
Me now go anytime in call, me I go answer him still. That me I tell you.
Hey man, go man. And people good people I see program the man they come up with nothing sense. Take that your program of learn and educating people.
Yes.
For people educated for you. Now make him be a care you don't man.
Yeah, man. We're not making carry down, but when he come with the foolishness, we beat him. All right, give thanks.
Yes, man.
Yeah, man. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. You're live on Portland Spice TV. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, like, and share. When we say like, give the channel a thumbs up. Click the thumbs up for me, everybody. Right now, click the thumbs up for me. Caller, good evening.
Good evening, Chief of Staff. How are you doing?
Blessings, man.
Blessings always. What's the latest on the Cooper's pen?
Well, I hope that the council are going to join me this evening. Councillor for the area. Looking forward for him to join me this evening.
Oh, okay,
Saturday morning he was supposed to join us. Garth Wilkinson. He was supposed to join us Saturday morning. Actually came on. But then he had to tend to the protests that was going on down there. So I spoke to him today and he said that he will join us this evening. So we're expecting him to join us anytime now. Well, he's online now. So we're going to take him. So call me back later.
All right, good.
Yes,
good.
man. Yeah, man. Councillor, unmute your mic, Councillor. Yes.
Yes,
Councillor, how are you doing?
I'm not bad.
Councillor Garth Wilkinson. What's the name of your division?
Falmouth.
The Falmouth Division. And Cooper's Pen is a part of your division.
Yes, it is.
Give us a background on Cooper's Pen. What is happening down there, Councillor?
The background is what has happened over the past 2 weeks is that it started with on August the 11th with the demolition of houses.
Mm-hmm.
And the people have been fighting ever since because really and truly that area that was demolished,
mm-hmm.
we are working with the others who actually went to court now to make sure that we can find some solution to the problem that have faced them. Because
Yes.
as the demolition crew indicated from then is that they will be back.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm making sure that any resolution, whether they help from the government or anybody else who can help us, that this comes to an end. Because these persons have tried everything in their power from the beginning to make
Yes.
sure that they purchase the land that they're on. And we thought we had reached somewhere until what happened transpired on August the 11th.
Have there been any discussion with the owners of the land since this thing happened with any of the residents or yourself as councillor?
No, none.
So, anybody know these people who own these lands, councillor?
We know the original owners, and I can give you a history of the land, because what I know about it's 284 acres, and that land, the original owner that we know of is actually Clive Alexander. Purchased that land in 1964. New Falmouth Resort purchased it in 1967. That is what we know. That is on record, 1967. And if you know what New Falmouth was actually the development of what they call Little Miami. Back then, but it should have been called Little Miami. You know that Ulysses Shearer was actually from Trelawney. He was the third prime minister of Jamaica, independent Jamaica. And because he was from Trelawney, they wanted a development there. So Lightburn was tasked with getting that development done. And the only thing that resulted in that was the built out of Trelawney Beach. And
Trelawney Beach Hotel.
Trelawney Beach Hotel. It was completed in 1972, and then the rest, it never went any further. But then, at that time, the directors were actually, Hart, I think, was a lawyer and secretary. Then you had Swansea, you had...
And Hart is the brother of Edward Siaga, right?
Brother, I don't know.
Some relative, some relation.
I know he's a lawyer by profession. He was one of the owners. Swansea, John Phelan, and I can't remember the fourth. But it was those were the directors of the company back in 1967. They borrowed money, they did all kind of things during that period. The citizens were actually served notice in 2004 by James Chisholm. But all along, I think in the 70s, what I know for sure, in the 70s, Art and Swansea and those were removed from the company of New Falmouth, and the Phelan brothers became the sole owner.
The who?
Sole director. John Phelan, David Phelan, around 3 or 4 of them became the sole director.
Are those Jamaicans?
No, they weren't Jamaicans.
Okay.
And they were the ones who actually did what we call it. They call at the time, because I know that persons like Mr. Freddie and those, and a lot of persons on the land in Cooper's Bend were actually given deed of gift to be on the property, because they were paying him lease.
Yes.
The Phelan brothers. But then fast forward to 2001, James Chisholm became brought it to the Supreme Court, became the sole director of New Falmouth and the sole shareholder. And if you go further, by 2006, entered the Jobsters, who claimed that all of the land from Coral Spring come all the way down were theirs, and they had it in court, which I think, and if you do some research, you realize that our administrator general at the time, erred because Phelan, it seems like the father, which was Gilbert Jobson, was selling out most of the land because part of the Burwood Beach was part of that property too, and part of another property that they sold to Jam America Limited. And there's a lot of sale that was made prior to his death in 1980. And a lot of the lands were sold prior to that. But it seemed that the administrator general used the parent title and transferred the land in 2006, all parts of land, including Newfoundland, and told them that it was all the 1,000-odd acres were actually theirs. And I know it was an error on the administrator general, but so be it. And then, so the people were actually served a notice by Mr. Chisholm in 2004, indicated to them that he is the owner of the land now, and they are supposed to talk to him, and they tried talking to him and so on, and try negotiated with him from then on. Because I've been to a few meetings with him.
Oh,
until we end up in court in 2007, where notice was served on the 99 defendants, which run, and that did not only include Cooper's Pen, it includes areas in Cooper's Pen, Rock, Egg, and so on. It was a number of persons who were served notices to attend court. And I think when we went to court in 2007, there was 3 coastal load, and I think it was the most persons who ever turned up in the Supreme Court at the time. And after going to court, I think it was two visits, two hearings, and judgment was reserved. We went 2007. It was put off to reappear again in 2008. And the judgment came down, was handed down in 2010 April, which is on record as the judgment stated that what the persons have done, Chisholm basically won the case and all of that, and the persons were supposed to pay $50,000 and all the things. But what happened is that the judge asked for help, said the people need help and so on.
yes.
So at the time, I reached out to the then Minister of Housing. He asked us socio-economic survey, and when he asked for it, the persons came down, did the survey, indicated that this was the only informal settlement in Jamaica where the residents were not stealing light nor water.
The residents were not stealing light nor water.
Nor water nor anything, and they were trying to put in all infrastructures by themselves.
Yes.
So it was one of the model informal settlements. But during all this time, Mr. Chisholm made a few requests. He wanted to sell around, there was a total of 14 and a half acres, I think. And Mr. Chisholm made a simple request to us. Do not go on the piece of the land in front of the hotel, because he did go to court before with a lawyer by the name of Dr. Leon Asang. He used to operate a club by the name of Country Club right there with Andre, and he won the case in 2000. I think it was 2003, and he demolished the structure that they had there. So in front of the hotel, nobody should have been on it.
Yes.
So we understood that, and we tried to uphold that. The citizens tried to uphold that part of it, but there were 2 houses. There were 2 or 3 houses at the back. I remember Shovel Bill, Justine Noble. She was one of the first persons when I saw them demolish her house. Tears came to my eyes, because what we agreed that at the time that we would have relocated them and helped if we had gotten the parcel of land to buy.
We lose Councillor Garth Wilkinson. I need to ask him, how long has he been the councillor? Because he seems to be very intimate with this land issue down there in Cooper's Pen. I'm hoping that he will join us back in short order so we can get the full history of this Cooper's Pen land. Maybe somebody call him because I am still seeing him in the waiting room, seeing the screen in the waiting room. So I am hoping that he will rejoin us in very short order. We're talking about the Cooper's Pen land issue. And we're talking to Councillor Garth Wilkinson of the Falmouth Division, in which Cooper's Pen is a part. And you're hearing the history. And it sounds, based on his argument, that he was in court when these cases were tried. Well, he's back. He's back with us.
I came in that.
Yes, Councillor, I figure somebody call you.
Call me
and knock you off, yes. But yes. This is very interesting. Before you get back to where you were, how long have you been the councillor for the Falmouth Division?
Since 2002.
Since 2002.
2002. So I came in, these persons, everybody on the land. The 58, I think it was, at the time it was 58 residents. And they were all on the land. As I said, some of these persons had prior arrangement with John Phelan to be on the land, which was the director before Chisholm became the director.
Yes.
And they had prior arrangement. As I said, some of them had deed of gift to be on the property.
Yes.
And it was not like it was actually started. And I think one of the biggest mistakes people made, and they are still making it, they all thought that the land was actually, all of the land in front of the hotel going all the way down was actually squatted out. So some of the persons were moved onto this land long before, from in the 50s when Hurricane, I think it was Hurricane 51 after Hurricane Charlie.
Yeah.
Some of these persons were actually placed on the land after that hurricane. And they have their titles and everything. So you had couples and gardens and all of that. So don't be fooled by all you're hearing as if all of this land it has been squatted out. It's not true. And what happens?
The people who have the deed of gift.
Yes.
Any of those people were demolished on the 11th of August?
Not yet.
Okay.
But they are being threatened now to be demolished. But you see, because they lost the court case, and you see, I'm going to deal with, if you give me a little time, I can deal with that part of it later.
Yeah, man, I'm going to give you all the time because you sound very intimate to this situation.
No, because
you have been the councillor for 20 odd years.
Because persons keep talking about political interference, and I'm hearing all of it out there now. I've never actually gone on and said, you talk about political interference.
Yeah.
Maybe you're blaming me. Because I have been to court with the citizens. I have been intimate in it in terms of when the caveat was placed on the land in 2012. I was a part of that. Because all we wanted from day one was to buy the land. Mr. James Chisholm asked the citizens back then to do a valuation of the land. He would sell them it. What happened is when we went to court, there was an offer and the judge came up with a magical figure. Is 15 million all right? And the citizens said yes. They came out and within a week, they garnered nearly $3 million to buy the land from me. Within a week, they came.
So what happened to that?
That is still in the bank sitting. So what
that
happened?
$3 million is still in the bank?
Nearly $4 million. They collected. But what happened is after they heard, because the judge told us something in 2008 in terms of the 15 million. So they came out of the court expected to buy the land. Mr. Chisholm said to the lawyer, because he didn't speak to us, he said to the lawyer, said, if we expect him to sell his land for 15 million, he wanted market value.
And what was market value at the time?
As a matter of fact, he pointed that an acre of land was sold up the road to Mr. Coates for 15 million.
Oh. So I'm changing mind.
Not changing mind. The judge was trying to see how best he could have helped the citizens. But the
Yeah.
judge also did come down. And sometimes, if there's an old saying, if all truth be known and all truth be told, there would never be any peace. The judge came down, stayed at the hotel across the road, because everybody might remember Trelawney Beach. It was then named
Yes.
Starfish.
Starfish. Yes.
It is now Royalton Blue Water, Royalton either way. Change from water, Royalton White Sand to Royalton either way. It's the same property. And he stayed over there, and I could have put a picture and show him, say, you were there before the judgment came out.
Mm-hmm.
So my time, as I said, all truth be known, all truth be told, there would never be any peace.
So that visit by the judge down there was to do what?
I don't know, to access it. You see when we were in court, and you see, that's why I said, sometimes we have to check something. So when we were in court the first time in 2007,
yeah,
there are some persons who know the claimant knew the proceedings very well. He could go into the chamber, he could do anything he wanted to do. The second thing that he could have done, and I want to ask a question, there's some questions we need to ask ourselves. You realize that the fourth time we appear in court, it was with the same judge? Even when the minister, it was even when the minister. That's why I'm glad how the justice system works now, because it's more independent because of the persons who are now in charge. And we have to thank God for how far we have come.
So you're saying it's the same judge tried the case the 3 times?
You have to look back and see all the recommendations. Two judges we met up with. As a matter of fact, when the Ministry of Housing brought them to court, it was the same judge. And then the last time, when the recommendation went before the other two, it was Lennox Campbell and McIntosh. But you don't have to say it.
Councillor, hold on there. You have a fan on here, you there?
No fan.
I'm getting a little. Are your phone shaking or something?
No, my phone might be shaking. Sorry.
All right. Continue.
Yes, so we just have to look back at some of the things and some of the mistakes that were made. And all the people have been asking for from day one, is the help. So it's like when we came out and Mr. Chisholm agreed to sell, and we realized that there was a possibility that the citizens could have bought the property and they would have paid for it by now long ago.
Yes.
Because they were willing to buy the portion he was willing to sell. But what he said is basically he did not want to do business with the 50-odd families.
Mm-hmm. So why didn't he sell it to the government? Because the government attempted to buy it?
No, the government, and you look at all the records. He has written, his lawyer, Carol Davis, wrote to the minister from as far back as 2010, asking to purchase the land, the government to purchase the land from their client. And they gave us a deadline. Then after that, the lawyer representing the defendant also wrote to the minister at the time asking to finalize the deal because the client wanted. But the claimant lawyer keep repeating that they want it at market value. And I will always repeat what I said from day one. We have bought out of money for 180 million. We could have bought the land for the citizens through housing trust. We bought Dry Valley, 700 acres, which is not far from there, and Housing Trust and Development Bank of Jamaica bought Harmony Cove, 2,300 acres. So there was serious investment in Trelawney. All I've been asking from then is invest a lot of the money with the citizens who were living there. And I don't think I was asking for too much. There were
But
citizens on the land and and housing trusts, housing agency of Jamaica as it is now, could have purchased the land and resell it to the citizens if they wanted to.
it is now prime land, councillor.
It has always been prime land.
What?
Every land, because what happened now is when the highway was cut back in between 1999 to 2001, it
Yes.
left a narrow strip of land because New Falmouth is actually 284 acres, as I explained to you earlier.
Yes.
And when the highway was cut, it left a narrow strip of land back on the Cooper's Pen side because the Orange Grove was a major land, and he was paid for the easement of the highway. He was paid over $20 million. It's on the title, over $20 million of the easement.
Yes. But why the government didn't buy it at that time?
Because it did not come up. It came up long after, because that was not in contention at the time.
Oh. So now that...
As I said, the citizens were not informed of it, although, as I said, even some of the affidavit, some of the things that were stated in the affidavit of Mr. Chisholm was never mentioned. Was never, the citizens were not aware. And that was not a part of any negotiation.
So what is the plan now for those lands? What is being told? Are there any plans in the Trelawney Municipal Corporation for those lands?
In the municipal corporation?
Yeah.
The municipal corporation has no interest in any land.
No, man, I'm saying any plans have been submitted to the municipal corporation for development?
No, not yet. None.
And therefore, have you any discussion with the present administration to try and purchase the land, as you mentioned, through the housing trust for the people?
They are not willing to purchase it.
And you have had discussion with this Andrew Holness-led administration about that?
I have in the past and present.
How long ago in the past you have had these discussions?
As I said, and when the Honorable Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Harris Chang, was the then Minister of Housing in 2010, he was the one who ordered the socio-economic survey to be done on the area. He has always tried to help when I call on him. When Morris Guy became the minister, the junior minister under Omar Davis, an attempt was actually made at the time also. That is the time the caveat was placed on the property.
But the question I'm asking you, now that this issue has arisen again, a demolition has taken place, have you reached out to this government to say to them, buy the land through the housing trust for the people?
No. Because I don't think they are interested in buying it.
Are you aware if New Falmouth is still willing to sell that 14 acres?
I am not. It's not the 14 acres. And we have no interest in the 14 acres. We have interest in 9 of the 14 acres. Mr. James Chisholm never wanted to sell the acreage, the 3 acres in front of the hotel and 1 acre up at the top of the road. I don't know what he wanted it for, but we are willing to make sure that the 3 or 4 acres that he wants be left clean and clear, that he can use it for whatsoever reason.
So
the citizens are willing to forego that just to make sure that the others live.
So let me find out from you now, as the people's representative, have you pursued this avenue if they are still willing to sell that 9 acres, and if the government would be willing to buy it through the housing trust and then resell it to the people?
I can't open a dialogue, but what I've been told is that we are supposed to seek lands, and all the argument that has been said is that we are supposed to seek land elsewhere for the people to go.
Is it your view that
and if you heard, and there's a clip going around where the minister said basically the land is not for residential. The land is too, but basically it's more resident. It's not for residential.
Is it your view
yes,
that this present administration would not be willing to purchase the land or assist the people to get this land, but to get them off?
They were not willing in the past, and I don't think they are still not willing to intervene.
Let's go to what happened on the 11th of October. There is information that at about 3 o'clock in the morning, the young men in the area was detained by the police. Are you aware of that?
It is a fact, because they are now it's a subject of a court proceeding. A claim has been filed for at least 9 of them in the Supreme Court. So it's not a if or but or maybe. It is a fact that was done.
Have you gotten any inkling from the police why these men were arrested on that morning?
Nope. We had a peaceful demonstration there. Of course, a load of police came, how many jeep and everything on Saturday. The people decided that just to make, because you know what happened to us in Jamaica? Everything is a 9-day wonder. Everybody's on this copper's pen, and you realize how quiet the Prime Minister is.
Have you reached out? What is the...
They are all waiting. Everybody's waiting for it to die down. And then maybe next week, a year, that the bulldozer is back.
What is the response from the mayor of Falmouth?
I've heard some things, but you see, what happened is that we have all not taken full responsibility for what is happening in this country. Because if the local authority work, which is basically what it was meant to be, and all of what is happening in Jamaica, where we talk about informal settlement and all of that, because we are supposed to serve notice once the first thing go. So if the local authority work, but they have gutted the local authority so much across the country that the functions of your local authority is not being carried out as it should. We should never, and I always say, lawlessness would have been less if the local authority had the autonomy to do most of the work that needs to be done. We no longer in charge of solid waste, and you put the dumping of things, you put part of it on a NEPA, you put another part on that solid waste. Although solid waste and the municipality both report to the same minister. You still need the legislation from National Solid Waste to deal with certain things. With NEPA, everything is under the Prime Minister's office now. So that's another.
But Councillor, what is happening now at Cooper's Pen? The houses were bulldozed and the people were given tent. What is happening to sanitary convenience in that area?
On the same location that they were bulldozed. My issue with it from day one, and I will repeat, you have bulldozed the people, put them back on the same plot of land that the bulldozer with the same nail and all the lumber and the broken concrete and everything on the same location that they were displaced. So what I mean is the condition that they are living in. No bathroom now. The local bathroom that they have all been demolished. The water supply, everything is gone.
What about electricity?
Nothing is there. That was removed the same night of the 11th of the morning of the 11th of August.
Were you as councillor made aware of the demolition order?
Repeat that.
Were you as the councillor of the area made aware of the demolition order before it was taken place?
No. They would never tell me, come and tell citizens.
Was the council informed?
I went there the morning. When I went there the morning, I cannot say, but I would figure they would have probably called the member of parliament. I know for sure they would have called the member of parliament or and the mayor, maybe. But I'm sure that they would have called based on what.
But was the municipal corporation as an official body made aware that this was going to take place?
Is it my phone or yours?
I think it's your. I don't know if you're getting a call. Well, you're back. Was the municipal corporation as the local authority made aware of this?
You're breaking up. I was wondering.
Look like you're getting another call. Seems like councillor is getting another call. But we're digging deep into this Cooper's Pen situation. We're talking to Councillor Garth Wilkinson. He has been the councillor since 2002, Madam Producer. So he has been a part of this battle, front and center. He said that some people got a deed of gift from one of the senior directors of New Falmouth. He's saying that some people were paying lease on the lands. But we need that humanitarian touch. The Prime Minister has not spoken on them. Well, him say all of them matter, yeah, or some of the politicians them do it. And him can swear he was never apartheid because he wasn't even born. He was a little boy. Oh boy. We're hoping that the councillor will rejoin us so we can wrap up the discussion. But Portland Spice TV is getting the first interview of an elected representative of the area. We're talking to the councillor, the man on the ground. Yeah? First contact when these things are happening. He's saying that the people are living on the same area that they were bulldozed. No sanitary convenience. No electricity that was disconnected. Water. What is taking place? We wanted to get to the way forward. I know the people are going to live where they are going to live. Like up the live for me, everybody. Like up the live. Like up the live. Like up the live for me, everybody. Junior.
What?
You know the councillor?
You interview my brother and my friend.
Oh, blessings, man. All right.
That is somebody that you went to school together. You know?
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Colonel, they have a new primary. Long time friend, man. I was about to call him a couple of days ago and tell him to call you.
Yes.
Was I'm glad you made the link.
Well, we were supposed to talk to him Saturday morning, and the protests took place. So he joined the protests. So we didn't get to talk Saturday morning. So at least we get a chance to talk this evening.
It wasn't me a fan with you, you know.
Oh, his former Lord.
He wasn't me a fan, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I'm a boy. I'm a good boy.
Yes, man.
Anyway.
And him sound like him know what is happening on the piece of land there.
I come pretty good, you know.
All right, sir. All right.
All right. You read me?
Yes.
I come from boy.
Yes.
Yeah, man. You know one of the people in past coming entrance.
Well, hold on, Junior. Stay with us because he has rejoined us. Hold on.
I was wondering what went wrong if it was by phone.
Hold on. Somebody that call you. Well, your worship. Because
Yes.
Junior, I don't know if you know, Junior is on the line. And he just informed me that you were also Mayor of Falmouth. How could I not know that? But your worship, hold on, Junior. Where do we go from here now with those people? What's the way forward?
The way forward is serious appeal, really and truly. Because I was hoping
Somebody else I call him again, you know. I ring him phone, you know. When they ring the phone, we have this issue and get bunks. Worse if they're calling straight. So somebody ringing the phone. Junior, them bunks him off again. So talk to me in the meantime.
All right. You hear this clipping by this man would not have no neck. Why try to disrespect the period in Jamaica when black man no say masmadi.
Black man get Somatization. Hold on for me, Junior.
Yes.
Hold on. Don't move. Hold on. Yes, Counselor. We're talking about the way forward. I know somebody call you again.
all I'm begging is that an intervention takes place immediately. That the persons are allowed to purchase the land they are presently on.
Yes.
There's a lot of thought that we have not done enough for the ordinary black people of Jamaica. I mean, it's about time that persons are given rights.
Yes.
Some lands. And I said this one, because this one is such, it is in the news now. But in my neck of the woods, there are threats all over the place. I've heard Marvin indicate from Falmouth way to down to Saltmarsh, and all the talk that I've heard everybody saying. All I'm asking for these particular citizens that an intervention be made immediately where the persons are allowed to purchase the land. Like through Housing Trust, as I said, Housing Trust has invested heavily in this parish, and I'm asking that they do one more intervention in the parish.
But you don't think you have a responsibility, Counselor, to find out from New Falmouth if they are still willing to sell?
I heard a report was made in the Observer. I know the father. I've tried to reach out to the attorney on the day of the demolition. When I went there, I spoke to the person. I tried reaching out to the attorney who was handling the estate. Tried to see if I could get some help. I've not been able to up until now.
And when you think you're going to reach out to the government then to try and purchase this through Housing Trust as you are suggesting?
I have done so.
And what was the response?
Basically, the Minister of National Security answered that in a clipping.
My information that he came down there and tell the people they must go back where them come from.
I heard that, but I have not. Apart from his interview on Nationwide, JLPFM, I have not heard it.
So, Counselor, as it relates to sanitary convenience right now,
yes, no.
And how do you plan to deal with that as the first responder, the counselor, the man on the ground?
All the other agencies have been there. They have sent ADPEM. They have sent the Ministry of National Security, Ministry of Labor and Social Security have been there, along with the minister, the junior minister, I think, came there. Or the Minister of State came there. So they have. So what happens? Because the agencies of government have all intervened, and we keep saying, and I will repeat, it is so sad that as a nation, the Minister of Health is crying out that we must start having back children again. But yet still, we are not compassionate to the children who are going to start school in less than 2 weeks. Or the 3-day-old baby who was displaced on the 11th of August. So we are a nation of contradiction.
Were the people served notice that this demolition would take place, Councillor?
No, they have been served. I heard that something was thrown out last week, Thursday or the above.
No, before the 11th. Let's go back before the 11th.
No, if you go back before the 11th,
yeah.
Apart from the judgment of 2010, April, no notice was served. And I will retract what happened.
Was there a judgment in 2016? April 2016.
The judgment on April 2016, and that is what I always want to talk about. Because when they went to court, after the caveat was placed in 2012, 2014, the Chisholm brought JPS and Water Commission to court. It forced the government to appeal to the citizens, because what happened is they immediately started. JPS was told to remove the light and the water that these persons were paying for, and I said, bear two things in mind: that these citizens were customers of the Jamaica Public Service and Water Commission, and most of the lands that they are getting the water from, why they couldn't have removed most of the lights, because the land, as I said, most persons think that the entire parcel of land that runs from in front of, as it now called, Royalton, either way, going all the way down to Excellent Resort, they thought all of those parcels of land were squatted out, which is not.
Right.
So that was the first mistake made, and they did not realize that these persons were not actually squatters.
So some of these people are out of light now who have their title?
No, they did try to remove. They were removing them, but they realized that JPS knew that these persons were legitimate owners of the property. So that failed. That request made then, most of it failed. Although they went to court. And if you read all the judgment that was made, if you follow it, you realize that it's tainted in terms of the one-sided argument that came from. Because they were up against a man who was versed in the court system. He was not afraid to go to court. He kept his record, whether real or imagined. He had a lot of record, and even when the government went to court, defending the citizens back in 2014, that went up right to 2016.
We're talking to the councillor for the Falmouth Division, Councillor Garth Wilkinson. Yes, councillor, we're wrapping up now because you're getting a lot of calls. But you wanted to tell me about the judgment for the 2016. We have Ralston on the line, we have Junior. But the 2016 judgment, you're saying that?
Yeah, the 2016 judgment. You hearing me?
Yes.
The 2016 judgment. The problem I'm having with the 2016 judgment, we should never have allowed it to stand. For two things, Mr. Bill. One, you cannot say in a judgment that the government of Jamaica does not have the right to purchase land on anybody's behalf. And I know that is wrong. I know that the judgment had to be taken to a higher court, because it must be struck down. Because what you're doing, in fact, is saying that the government of Jamaica have no local standby in terms of whether from through any form of its own to take over lands that it deems fit for the citizens of this country.
For the purpose of the citizens. Yes.
I really have an issue with that, and any government allow that one to stand without taking it to the Privy Council or any higher court fail the citizens of Jamaica in not allowing that judgment to stand, and they will pay dearly for that decision.
Sir
we should
Wilkinson.
never have allowed that judgment by Justice Lennox Campbell to stand. Should never have allowed it. Whether it was brought by an arm of the government or it was brought by the citizen, it should never been allowed to stand. I will say that without any reservation.
Councillor, let me thank you this evening, but before I let you go, are there any plans by you to provide some form of sanitary convenience for the people who are still on the property and we don't know how long they're going to be there for? But
No.
it cannot stand that they are there without sanitary convenience.
I would love to, but based on what was said by what I heard was said about them taking up the tents and leaving, I don't want to be arrested for further, because I was told they were told to take their tents and leave.
Okay. Well, I'll be in touch with you, Councillor. I'll definitely be calling you back.
I need all the support I can get.
So we're not going to make this be a 9-day wonder.
And please, because what has happened in the past is everybody be quiet for a while and allow it to pass. These people, as a judge said back in 2010, they need help. And these persons are not, you see, because, and I will say one more thing before you leave.
Yeah.
Is that I watched the demolition of an era by the name of Bamboo Village that they used to do craft, art and craft for the hotel industry. And when that was demolished, I watched Miss Mira, I can name how many persons withered away and died. Who had stroke. No, I watched on the 11th, Justin Noble removing things from the rubble to put into a little vaccine. Not it was a vaccine, it was one they call the
Pro Box.
One Pro Box. Oh, you're so good. Watching her pack all of this into a Pro Box. And I cried, because what happened is within days after, Justin probably, I don't even know, I need to go and look for her. I need to find persons like Noble, Marva Bruce. These persons have lost everything. They have,
and these are elderly people?
And these are elderly people. These are persons who have sacrificed, who have been there, who have gone to court, who have spent their last dime trying to purchase the land. And I, as they said in Chatter, I feel hurted for the people there.
I have one of your classmates on the line. Make him heal you up. Junior.
Oi. This sound not so good. God, how you do?
I am not bad. How's everything?
Barely a year.
Him ask you everything.
While me there, I try keep my head above the water.
There's no better way. There's no better way. At this time, you're lucky. You're keeping your head above the water. For me, my head is under water, but we're breathing.
All right, God.
Yes.
Junior said to take care of the people.
Yes, but my head is under water, but my breathing's fine.
All right. We'll call you.
Me under water.
All right.
We'll call you, Councillor. Blessings.
Yes. It's a pleasure being on your show. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, my brother.
I really love listening to you.
We're not going to allow this to be a 9-day wonder.
Please, that's all I beg. And as I said, we need help.
Blessings.
We need help. God bless you.
Yeah, man. Councillor Garth Wilkinson, former mayor of Falmouth. Raleigh.
Yeah, man. What's up?
Wagwan, brother.
Yeah, we're there.
Blessings. Well, we were talking to the councillor of Falmouth, a man who knows the ins and outs of the Cooper's Pen land and been to court with the people. But we have Junior for a little while, so I just give him 2 minutes, make him wrap up. Junior, go ahead and wrap up.
Yeah, man. I heard this criticism on democratic socialism.
Yes.
But a lot of people don't remember. We had a country where our people used to live in Wackland Darb house and mud house. And Jamaican women used to break rock stone for a living. It was the same democratic socialism. Get rid of that. People start to live in a wall house. A man that make people live in a wall house, you know. So when I hear the argument, now we think back, because remember, in 1824, them had a law, 1834, them had a law named Masters and Servants Law. And that was what was the law between workers and the employer.
Yes.
And it was the Manley regime in the 70s. We get rid of that. And we had now the IDT, we had equal pay for women, we had maternity leave, 40-hour work week, 8-hour work day. Those are principles of democratic socialism. So when I hear this man come out and talk, now I wonder, you can imagine?
Let me tell you something. Any guy who just come out and talk and is not willing to do an interview with independent journalists can't talk to me. You have some guy who talk to people, but they can't talk with you. But Junior, hold the vibes. Make we talk. I'm going to talk to Raleigh.
Yeah, we have a talk. Yeah, man.
Hold on the Marshall. You Raleigh, what go on now? Give us an update.
Yeah, man, we're there.
Give us an update of how the week kick off today.
Well, what kick off today, we saw that, as I told you before, yeah, because when I'm Monday morning quarterback, the 20-year note was undersubscribed by 2.1 billion.
So that is the 30 billion that the government tried to borrow on Friday.
Yeah, right. So we get the result for the 20-year note today. And what is happening is that they only got 2.9 billion of the 5 billion that they wanted. Because as we said, the world is filled with uncertainty. Nobody now goes so long for 20 years. Yeah. Yep.
So the government is having problem making money?
Yeah, borrowing about the long end of the market. Short term, they'll get money because everybody wants to be short.
So the 3-year one, the one for 30 billion, that was also undersubscribed?
No, we haven't seen the results for that yet. We'll get the results for the 20-year note. Yeah, the 20-year note, they wanted to raise 5 billion. They only raised 2.9 billion.
So little over 50%.
Yeah, predictably the 3-year note is going to be oversubscribed because everybody wants to stay near to their money right now based on the high levels of uncertainty in the world. And we also saw very thin trading on the stock exchange today. Only 60 stocks traded today. Normally we have 110 and 120 stocks are traded. So today only 60 stocks traded. And we see a big trade with Supreme Ventures trading over 300 million units. So we wonder what is happening in relation to that. So tomorrow we'll check out that and see exactly.
So what you read from that?
What caused that? Well, we don't know whether it was on the buy side or the sell side. So I'll check out that tomorrow to see whether it was people buying or it was people selling.
In Supreme Ventures?
Yeah, man.
That's supposed to be one of the safe stocks, right?
Yeah, man. Money making stocks. I would figure more on the buy side.
What is happening on the world market as it relates to oil?
Well, we see more inflation coming because this morning the dollar announced that there'll be 50% tariff on 20 billion of Canadian goods now. On January 1 of next year, if the trade dispute is not resolved, another 50% for automobiles and all of them things. Them things mean higher levels of inflation. So we see interest rates picking up in the world today. For the US government, it is costing them 5.3% per annum to borrow for 30 years, 4.7% to borrow for 10 years. So we see interest rates rising because people expect inflation to go up. All those things are going to filter down into countries like Jamaica. So our governor originally said that they expected the inflation rate to cool down in the first quarter next year or the second quarter. This could be prolonged if this thing continues.
Wow. Problem. As I remember though, I want to congratulate Miss All for winning Miss Jamaica Universe, Madam Producer. Miss Jamaica Universe is another Portlander that again in a rally. Portlander take the crown. Is a Portlander win Miss Jamaica Festival Queen. And now we have a Portlander winning Miss Universe. Hey, tell her.
Okay. Tell her Portland.
Yeah, man. Isaac bring luck.
Yeah.
Isaac bring good tidings.
One thing that we have to for check on again today to what see happen that needs some further investigation.
Yes.
The Bank of Jamaica was providing cash support of $4 billion to deposit-taking financial sector. What about commercial banks, building societies, and merchant banks?
$4 billion.
But they wanted $8 billion. So we want to know what caused them this big jump in the financial institutions needing support from the Bank of Jamaica. And the rate was fairly high because they paid 5.96% per annum. So we see the ticking up of interest rates again. Yeah,
So,
some people were.
What are
some
your
people
guesses?
some people are willing to provide 6% to get the money. So we want to know exactly what is taking place, why we see this sudden ticking up
Is there
of institute.
is there a run on the banks, Raleigh?
No. I doubt that.
So what would cause this?
Well, that's all I want to
$8
find out
billion.
because this is above the norm. Yeah, this is above the norm. So I have to do some investigations on that tomorrow. But it's a signal of the poor state of the economy, as I tell you.
So
Yep.
the Jamaican economy is in real shambles now.
Yeah, man, very bad
We're
state, man.
scraping now.
With all of the talk, very bad shit.
Let's take a few calls.
Yeah, man,
Marshy.
very bad shit.
Evening, Ralston, evening.
Yeah, man, yeah, lessons.
All right, just before me ask Ralston for my question, you realize that somebody over the JLP want to get rid of Abka Kitsenley, so they send him out to commit suicide.
To attack Michael Manley.
By attacking Michael Manley, just committed political suicide. But somebody want to get rid of Abka because Abka want to go somewhere where somebody don't want him to go there. But what is that? That's a JLP business. Make we leave it alone.
Yes.
Make we leave that part alone. No. Well, we know about the recession we're going.
Hold on, Marshy. Hold on, Marshy. Where's Sir Raleigh?
Yeah, but even Carl, that name there, in the same game with Michael Manley, is exercising futility and stupidity, man. And there's a little youth when I understand, not understand themselves, man. That's stupidity. And this is a Michael Manley, even Carl came in the same sentence with Michael Manley.
Continue, Marshy.
Yes, sir. No, Ralston. Admittedly, we know about the recession now. Nobody can chat to you now. You've been telling us from that. My big question, the loan that Darrell Vaz and his team, they give to JPS, is there a moratorium on that loan?
I don't know. I will never get the full terms. No, I don't know. But JPS profits doubled during the second quarter of this year compared to the second quarter of last year. JPS made $23 million US in the first 6 months of this year compared to the $11 million during the first 6 months of last year. Hello?
That's where I'm going, and them ball out. What a big profit. We need some more explanation. And I asked the question because you can answer it, Ralston. Make on. You continue. You continue, sir.
All right.
Make on.
Yep.
All right, Raleigh, hold on. 1-876-804-7072. This is the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Portland Spice TV. If you have not yet, click the like, the thumbs up button. Click that thumbs up button for me now, please. And if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe, like, and share. Go ahead, Pascal.
Yo, Shaka.
Yeah.
And brother Rat, man. Greetings and sanitation to you guys, man.
Yeah, man. Bless you.
Yeah, man. Lovely program as usual, teacher.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah, man.
Shaka, you know, so normally, I don't really call a program and rebuttal nobody, you know. You know that from morning, Shaka. I don't do that. Everybody have a right to them opinion. You understand what I say?
Yeah.
But me and nephew call and I tell us, say, this is not a good time for the taxi driver to strike because it's cool. But teacher, when the Prime Minister call election in a mid-life school term, never hear nephew come out.
Yeah. The last election was the 3rd of September, right before school.
Yeah, September. I never hear come out when the man call election like COVID. I mean, if you're going to talk truth, but talk truth to power if you actually have to be critical and be balanced. But you can't be like that, nephew. I'm not calling Shaka. I'm not tell you to lock him off and don't take him call. I'm not like that. But you say if you give him 5 minutes, I want you to take 1 minute, give back Neville Carter take more 1 minute and give Juna and take 1 minute and give Mystic Sensation. That's it. Cutting out the 2 minutes.
All right, sir.
Oh, my son, sir.
Me hear you. Me hear you.
All right, sir. I'm going back in the class.
Big up yourself.
Blessing.
Raleigh, where did that profit come from by GPS?
Well, they come from the profits are made from electricity.
Yeah, but over last year, over that period last year?
Yeah, man, for the first 6 months of this year, they made almost 11 million more than the same period of last year.
But how? Me not understand it.
Well, one of the things is that them said their cost was the cost declined by about 10 million US dollars. Mm-hmm.
The cost decline.
Mm-hmm. So they had lower costs and more revenues.
Where they cut costs from? Staffing? Oil?
Well, them never tell exactly where the cost cutting came from, but it was cost reduction.
Or is it that they make more money based on the price that gas price will go up? They talk up. Why?
Yeah, man, so they make more revenue, so it's an increase in revenue and a reduction in cost.
It sounds weird to me.
Yeah, well, that's what they reported to the stock exchange.
The discussion on the new license, has that started, Raleigh?
I don't hear nothing, so the minister keep that close to his chest here. We expect it should have been started, but we don't hear nothing.
And the final day is when? 2027?
Mm-hmm.
We must have a new license. Are we aware if any outsider or any new company are engaging the government in case JPS is not going forward?
No, we haven't heard that. The best kept secret.
But I told people a long time from right after Hurricane Melissa, that the government will give JPS a new license.
Yeah, I believe that's what is going on. That's the best case scenario, and that's what I'm saying happening. I don't see anybody from outside coming to take up JPS now at this particular point in time. Given the current international environment, the high levels of uncertainty as to where the world is going. No, I see them working with JPS.
Really? I want to take you to a place this evening that even myself thinking about it is uncomfortable. But it is something that I believe the people ought to know and we need to know. The government has signed a new deal with the American Department of War. What effect does the illegal drugs trade have on the Jamaican economy?
Well, I mean, the informal economy, which is part of the whole drug trade and everything, is about half of the economy. So, they are going to see
what?
The informal economy is about half of the economy.
Half of the Jamaican economy. The informal sector.
Yeah, man.
Which include the illegal drugs trade.
Yeah, may I give you, say, one time when J. Arthur Brown just came back, that was 1992. Yeah? I was interviewing him. Him look for me and say, Rasta, if we were to go by the formal economy, so Jamaica would have synced already.
If it was the formal economy alone?
Yep. That is what the country's greatest central banker told me. And after that, studies done by people like Michael Witter and them man that tell you that the informal economy, Clearman Curtin, Michael Witter, is like half of the economy.
So, if we wipe out the illegal drug trade.
By the way, the current security minister, while we're talking about that too, he once said that a lot of the construction that you see on those high-rise buildings is being financed by the informal economy.
Hey, boy. Listeners and viewers who now follow this keenly.
Yep.
If we wipe out the illegal drug trade in Jamaica, what will happen to our economy?
But it's not just the drug trade. So the drug trade, everything that is informal, because you have the drug trade, you have the other part of the informal economy, the scamming and the this and the that and the this and the that. Significant post, they will get poorer. Simple. one phrase. We'll get poorer. That we are support because next thing them gonna run and say Colin Bell.
We're not supporting illegal drug trade.
We're just analyzing
but
the
we
situation.
are analyzing Jamaica's economy and where it's at. What is it that is driving the economy? And as Raleigh said it, the Minister of National Security said it's the illegal trade that is driving a lot of the construction.
High-rise construction, in that, man. Yeah, man.
Now, when an agreement of this sort is signed, Raleigh, what I am visioning is the next drug bust that will happen in Jamaica will have either people from the CIA or the FBI or the U.S. Marshal will be right there with the Jamaican police.
Yeah, man.
And I am warning that the big fishes, the big fishes, the whales and the sharks, are you, them are come for. You agree with me, Raleigh?
Yeah, man.
The whales and the sharks, the ones who are untouchable by the Jamaican police, are you, them are come for. Me take a call. Good evening, welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
By the way, before you take the call, you know, the Protege song,
yes.
Garden.
Yes.
Right. That sums it up.
Yes. You have some bad man will never go a station. Yes.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, caller.
Sir Colin.
Yes.
I heard from an inspector, a former inspector. They say what the security minister claims he had signed this new agreement. All of them that they did in place from a long time. So you can't trust what he say inside because he's not showing us any evidence of what he signed.
Well, we know what he's signed, you know. But I think of them alone know. We know what is signed, and as I keep telling you, if you remember that boatload of drugs that them find off Maran Point, Maran Key, all of that have come from right there, so. Yeah?
That is true. That is true. But them now make we know enough, Colin. Them now make the public know that thing. They might try to keep it on the hush.
America, I tell we do. No think America hide it.
Man. All right. All right, sir, Colin. That was my input. Big up, sir.
Blessing.
Yeah, man, blessing.
So, no rally that those long-term bonds, because when the government float a long-term bond rally and a short-term bond, what are the benefits of the long-term bond?
Well, a longer-term bond, it means it reduces the upfront interest payments.
Right.
While the shorter,
And it gives the government more space, more room to wiggle.
More fiscal space, yeah, man.
But people not deal with it. People don't want it.
No. People are uncertain, so people want to make sure their money close to them because anything can happen.
Does that also show a lack of confidence in the government, Raleigh?
Yeah, man. And the same thing happened internationally in the US where the long bond investors want more money to go long. Them easier to go short because in economics, as John Maynard Keynes told us, in times of uncertainty, you must stay near your money. You must make your money go too far from you.
All right, sir.
Yep.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. If you don't know, like up the channel, like it up right now. 1,400 device, like up the channel. I want to also 14,000. Go ahead, caller. We want to get there.
Yeah, even Colin, even understand.
Bless up.
Good evening, sir.
Taxman here.
Who is the taxman? Taxman. Edgerton Newman say on enough strike. Selitan Newman say on enough strike.
Yeah, man. The reality is that you Mr. Finnegan in the minister pocket.
In the where?
Minister pocket.
No, sir. The man say we not play politics. We don't know if we play politics.
Yeah, and that is the argument that I've been hearing in recent time, especially a step on the platform. It was heavy. That is politics. Our politicians are paying the persons who are the principals of the strike. But Mr. Finnegan is coming with an argument that the minister made an announcement in July, and he wrote to the minister immediately, and the minister created a team that will come back to the country or to him or to whosoever, I don't know, and give a update on the whole demerit point system as to how to go about it. And also, there's no member of the public transport sector who was on this committee that the minister formed. But not only that.
Wait, said there's no member of the public transportation sector that is on the team?
None.
So
none, not one.
So Mr. Finnegan not upon it?
No.
Mr. Selitan Newman not upon it?
No. But this issue is not a new issue to the minister now. Mr. Finnegan has been writing to the minister for about 2 or 3 years on this very matter. And so the minister will come in July now and they say that they're going to roll out the system come October 1 as is. It's a real disrespect to the sector. And then Mr. Finnegan and Mr. Newman is saying that the minister is acting and we should wait and hear what the minister is saying. And me said no, because about a whole heap of time, the whole discussion never started in July. This discussion started more than 2 years ago.
So what do you say to people who say why you want to strike September morning to disrupt school?
We really don't want to disrupt school because the minister has the power to stop the strike. But the minister has decided that he will do nothing to stop the strike. We are in a recession. The minister is willing to lose productive days. But at the end of the day, now we have to defend our business.
But do you think you have the backing? Do you think you have the backing of majority of the taxi operators?
There is a divide. So I don't know how far, but there is a divide. There's a strong campaign against it. Very, very strong campaign against the protest. So there is a divide.
So why do you think some people are against the protests?
Well, Mr. Newman, Mr. Finnegan is going right across the island and go against the protest. While we promoting the protest, they are doing otherwise.
So they are campaigning against the protest based on what taximen are saying to them or based on what the government is saying to them?
Based on what the minister is saying and doing.
So who is Mr. Finnegan and Selitan Newman representing? The minister or taxi operators?
They seem to be government operatives.
Let me ask you this. When was the last time there was an AGM to choose to re-elect Mr. Finnegan or Mr. Selitan Newman?
There's no AGM. There's no AGM. They have never been appointed by taxi operators. I believe they take it down to themselves to be represented in the sector.
So why the taxi operators then not come out and say these men don't represent us? Them now why don't disassociate themselves from them?
That are saying that there is a set of us that are saying that.
But why don't you call a big meeting then? Bring the thing together and choose one among yourself to represent taxi operators, somebody who is out there operating, or even somebody who have cars on the road, because my understanding is neither Selitan nor the next man no have no car up on the road.
Well, I'm sure Mr. Newman now. I don't know if Mr. Finnegan have. I couldn't tell that.
But you're sure Mr. Newman have none?
Yeah. One of the things is that they have taxi associations now. Different taxi associations, different presidents.
But if these guys are the president and say that they are representing the taxi operators, shouldn't they be carrying the line of the taxi operators rally?
Yeah.
They can't be carrying the line of the government. They are not representing the government. Who are these guys?
Well, the minister gets a lot of praise from Mr. Finnegan, and Mr. Finnegan can highlight everything that the minister has done since he has become minister for the sector.
Oh. Well, why is it that you want this no movement period though? Explain to people who don't know what is it and why is it you want this done.
Yeah, what are the objectives? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we're against the implementation of the DMR system as is. The minister has come out in 2024 and said and don't believe that DMR points should be added to license for non-movable offences and static offences, and we agree wholeheartedly with that position.
Mm-hmm.
When we come and say that we are having a no-movement day, it's because the minister has come forward and put forward a date as to when the implementation will take place for this demerit system to be implemented as is, which it will be a very short time for an operator to lose his license under that system.
So you are saying that, hold on, you are saying that you can get points deducted from your license for not moving the car?
Yeah, man.
You're in the car and the car now move. What are those charges that might come?
The main charge now is parking.
No parking area.
Yeah, and I mean the entire MTR is a no parking area.
And why then haven't you had a no movement day for a place to pick up people and set down people in the KMTR? Why that don't fix long time?
There was a protest. I think it was the last protest where that was a part of it. The police did come and speak to the operators to say that they will relax the prosecution as it relates to that.
And have that been relaxed?
I think for the JCF now, different police do different things.
Right, so you can't accept, so that can't be accepted.
What needs to change to the law?
Right, you need to have designated set down and pick up areas, because if you are saying that there are no set down and pick up areas in the KMTR, the soup can't just come tell us, say, we are going to relax it, because as you rightfully say, Officer Tom might allow you, but Officer John going to give a ticket.
The only good thing that we have seen come out of the KCMC has come forward and given us some areas to park. These areas are painted yellow. So they have come out and given us some areas to park. And it would seem as if the police is allowing operators to park in these areas.
Right. But
so that is the only good thing that has come from that.
But tell me something. The merit point system will not only affect taxi operators.
No, it will affect the entire Jamaica.
Every motorist, every driver. So if I park somewhere and sit down in my car and wait for somebody, a police can just come give me a ticket and take some points off of my license as well.
Yeah.
So which are the areas that you have that people are saying to you that they are going to participate in this no movement?
Well, we have heard from different members of the public, like individual members of the public. We have not heard from any group in per se. So we have individual members of the public who actually support the no movement there.
Boy, I believe that the taxi operators can be a very powerful organization, but you need to come together. And you can't have people saying that they are representing you when they are actually representing the government. They are not carrying what their constituents are saying. None can go so.
There's a particular individual in that is aiming to become a councillor. So.
Aiming to become a what?
Councillor.
A councillor?
Yeah, man.
Who is one of the head of the taxi organization?
Yeah, one of the vocal person.
Who?
One of the vocal person.
And they want to run on which one on the side?
JP.
And they are calling for taxi operators not to go through with the no movement day.
Yeah.
Boy, you don't have no work cut out. You don't have no work cut out, brother. Big up yourself.
Yeah, man, respect, man.
Anything you want to say before you go?
Well, I was in the midst of a Region 3 conference yesterday, and when I questioned senior PNP officials, they were not involved in the planning or organization of a no movement day.
Oh. So it is not political then?
It is not political. It is taxi operators defending them business.
All right, my brother. All right, give thanks. Blessings.
Yeah, man.
Raleigh,
Yeah.
what effect will that have on the Jamaican economy right now? If they
Well,
if this is carried out?
Yeah, naturally every farmer protest is going to help to slow down the economy. So what the people from the taxi associations would have liked is for the minister to address some of the issues they are concerned about before that takes place, because the only reason why you protest is because that you are not getting the kind of answers to what you want. So
yes,
a sensible minister would seek to avoid anything like that that is going to have a negative effect on the economy by addressing some of the concerns of not only the taxi driver, but because the general public will be affected by
exactly yes
some of these stupid regulations. So yeah, so it is in the interest of the government to do something in order to prevent that from taking place.
So why Selitan Newman not get the minister to just put in the necessary changes so that we don't have the protests? Now that you do Selitan Newman?
Yeah, which would be the most appropriate situation.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Is the people supposed to run the country, you know? So those of you who are quarreling about democratic socialism. Democratic socialism looks after the masses of the people, you know. The average Joe who can't speak for himself. It is democratic socialism that brought about women getting maternity leave with pay, you know.
Yeah, man. Employment Termination Redundancy Payment Act and all of them things.
It is democratic socialism that says equal pay for women.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Tala.
Higher education, all of them things.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
It was democratic socialism make enough guy got university for free.
Yeah, man. Relationship with China, relationship with Cuba, relationship with Venezuela, all of them things.
It is democratic socialism that say eat where you grow and grow where you eat. Food security, which right now is a problem. What is the trade deficit right now, Raleigh?
$2 billion.
$2 billion. Meaning, people, that trade deficit here we're talking about. What it means? It means that we are spending $2 billion importing things in this country that we are not earning that foreign exchange to pay the bill.
We imported $2.5 billion up to the first 4 months up to April. And we only exported $547 million.
Right. So our output cannot fund the input.
How much
we import in food? What is our food bill?
$662 million.
So not even the food
we
where we are nyam.
We exported 13 million in agricultural items.
Not even the food where we are nyam. Our production can pay for it.
The oil bill was $600 million too.
Raleigh, make us stay with food. We are not feeding ourselves as a people.
Yeah, man.
We are not feeding ourselves as a people. We're not short of land. The government must start paying people to go farm.
Yep.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you something. Me even see a thing today with the Panama Canal rally. I don't know if you see it. The Panama Canal is having issues with water.
Yeah, man. From last year. Yeah, man.
Shipping is going to get more expensive.
Yeah, man.
So that importation bill is going to grow.
Yeah, man.
The war continues in the Middle East. shipping is getting more expensive.
And the trade war continues, as we said, 50% tariff on all imports from Canada, effective over the weekend, and in January of next year, another 50% on automobiles and all of those things. So all of the prices globally are going to go. Everything you're talking about.
So what Jamaica needs to do is cut the food importation bill.
And stop talking nonsense about democratic socialism and all of them foolishness there and get down to some real production in the economy and deal with problems. One thing, we had a conversation with the Minister of Agriculture today about the poor performance of the agriculture sector.
Yes.
And the impact of the hurricane and the drought. And one of the things that he said is that the ministry, apart from spending $200 million for truck waters, they might help the farmers to develop ponds. Now, on a democratic socialism, we were building.
Tell on, hold on. What you just say?
Minister Floyd Green. So they spend $200 million to truck waters, and they are helping the farmers to build water ponds.
Hold on. Build water pond. Does that sound like microdam?
Of course. That's what we have.
Hey! Talk, Raleigh, talk.
So we're 50 years behind on those things because of politics.
Let me take a call. Yes, caller, good evening.
Colin.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Blessings, my brother.
Just listening to the last caller. They have to drop some gear and pull off at the highway. Just to make a quick call to you.
Yes.
Before I go in, like I just remember the line from that song, Juke Them with the Microdam.
Yeah, Tala.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Remember when these things
the
were going up?
Hold on, the song named The Message.
Neville Martin.
Yes, The Message.
The long-term benefits of those microdams would have been so useful today.
Oh.
Anyways, me come off of the area, make sure somebody not running my back. With the respect that just before was saying about the implications of tickets. Remember, you got two kind of violations. You got moving violations and non-moving violations.
Yes.
Now, motorists in Jamaica, and let me put this in, the way this looks, one, the police right now, their mandate is to make money for the government. The way I see it, this ticketing system in Jamaica, it is a big income earner for the government so that it can say, we don't raise no tax. We get the money from somewhere else.
Yes.
And Ralston can verify that this is a strategy. You make money, you make money. So if you can avoid putting on tax on items out the road and these kind of things, and you're making money, otherwise you can say you're smart. Okay? Next thing. This thing that they're bringing out now, where so heavy are the fines for some offenses, where some of them fictitious, it is crazy. For instance, have you heard that there was a man had diabetes and he was eating a peanut cake or something and a policeman gave him a ticket driving in Jamaica?
Yeah, I heard about it. I don't know if it's true, but I heard about it.
Right. I got a call from a brethren, I'm like a brethren of mine that drive a bus at Jamaica. He said to me, brethren, I have a ticket. Get a ticket from a policeman. I can send it, come give me. I said, I don't want you to send a police ticket. Come show me. The man said, he drives a bus and it plays hot like fire. And him just pull away and I go down the road, come on stoplight and take up a bottle of Pepsi, a cold bottle of Pepsi him have in him door. Him say he try to kill him the way it plays hot. And him take a sip, take a nice mouthful.
Yes.
A policeman pull him over and give him a ticket. Policeman pull him over and give him a ticket for $10,000.
Wow.
Now, that to me sounds as evil and as cruel and as demonic as you can take it. Which means, I said to myself, me that Jamaica all the time, and when me drive, the heat of Jamaica bother me. You're going to tell me now, if somebody can be ticketed for taking a sip from a water bottle or something in Jamaica, what is that ticket going to say? What is that ticket going to say? Colin, Ralston, can you tell me? What is it likely to say? Can me have a question after that?
Drinking while driving.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to ask a question. So basically he's saying that you take 1.5 of the steering, right?
Yeah, man.
That's what they must say? Okay, so Picture this now, Ralston and Colin. The vehicle me drive by over 70 feet long. 14 gears.
Yes.
Okay?
So when you go
Me have
on
five
the,
mir-
when
me
you go
have-
on
I
the
got
gear stick,
five-
you have a problem.
Well, I know, not just on a gear stick. I got 5 mirrors, which means me have to watch my wheel them both sides.
Yes.
Me watch my tail wheel them. So you go in a corner like any one of the road them in Jamaica.
Yeah.
You have to be dropping gears and watching the mirror.
Yes.
Every driver will drive a truck at Jamaica. I drive a standard vehicle should I get a ticket then.
Yes, can you take care of a steering? And,
Not only you take care of a steering, you look from left to right and watch your mirrors.
and most of the time you have one on the gear shift and one on the steering. That's how you drive most of the time, no so?
That's my point. That's my point. That is my
Listen,
point.
but
people
even,
don't cut-
all right, but hold on. Even the non-moving violations, why you need points for those? Because that's not endangering anybody's life. But let's say you even give a ticket for it then. You're parking in a no parking area and you get a ticket. Why are you taking points off of the license?
It is sad.
Yeah, man, I think they want
It's
a
sad.
review,
These
man.
things
I
are
think that's
coming
for
up.
the review, man.
Huh?
No, Raleigh saying it have
It
to
is
review, but Raleigh, if the
Yeah.
people don't stand up, and that's
Yeah, man.
why I am
That's what I
standing
said.
with the taxi men for this no movement day,
Yeah,
because
man, they have to have
it
a
is
review,
about
man.
all of us who drive.
Yeah, man. Talk to the review.
And real quick, 2 quick things before I jump off. I
Yeah.
heard one taxi man was saying that because of the fact that they don't want to be labeled as violent or something, he's suggesting to his fellow taxi drivers, don't even go on the road. Stay
Just
home.
stay right.
Don't
That's what they
even
are
go on the
saying.
road.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what they are
Yeah.
saying. No movement day. Stay on your yard.
Yeah. Right? My final word is on this thing that's going on now with these demolitions and threatened demolitions. And it's something that we have looked at throughout history. When slavery ended in Jamaica, these people were just push off of the land. Okay,
Yeah.
now work no more, no win out on this. Or go on. They were given no land, nowhere to live. And this is what is following you now because people don't have access to land. So the thing about it now, you vote for governments to provide these things for you. Okay? And when the government is calling you squatters,
Oh, Tala. Yes, sir.
okay?
Talk your talk.
So the government, you remember, you vote for a government to find you housing, job, education, roads, name it.
Mhm.
Name the list.
Healthcare.
Healthcare.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Healthcare. Okay? So when as history has said, that is the reason why independence came, for you to have governments to provide everything that we remember, when the slaves got leave of their what do you call it now, their forced labor. That is when they started bringing the Indians and the Chinese in.
Yes.
So these people were left to fend with themselves. And
Yeah,
these
man, they
people
never
who
get no
preach-
land.
these pe- yes, never get any land. So these people
The
who have always
landowners
preached
got
politics,
compensated.
remember
20
the
million
politicians.
pounds, yeah.
The politicians from both sides have always preached to these people. Vote for us, we will find you job, we will find you land, we will find you housing. Now we have one party that has always tried to make out the sites and services program, them, the different all of them programs. We've seen what they have produced, and the other ones we've seen that they didn't produce. Yet they continue to lambast the ones fighting for the people. And these same people who said, "Vote for us, we will provide for you." What they are doing, they're pushing them further back in our history.
Yeah, man.
Let's make up on time and reach a certain place by a certain.
Do
hour
your thing.
tonight.
Safe
Colin,
travel upon the
we'll
gravel,
talk to
brother.
you.
Take your time.
Keep blazing
man.
it, boss. It is painful to a lot of us here. And my final word to you, a lady just called me a while ago from New York, and half of them still don't know what is happening in our country. We need to get some more word out. Trust me.
Blessings.
We just recommend them to listen to Ralston and stuff. See?
All right, sir. Big up yourself.
We talk, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Raleigh, somebody
Mhm.
wants you to talk about the basic food basket in Jamaica right now. How affordable is that?
Well, this is going out of the reach of most of the people at this particular point in time. Yes, and the major contributors to them is transport, food, housing, water, electricity, and gas, the basic things. Yep.
Chris, good
problem.
evening.
Good evening, Colin.
Yes, sir.
I have a question from your Ralston.
Yeah.
The question is, if a person is brain dead, do you think that person can make any positive decisions?
No, and would not be allowed to make any decision.
Okay. Well, the problem with Jamaica, we have an agriculture minister who is brain dead. That's why the agriculture is going downhill. Because he's coming on national radio after Gilbert destroyed the country. No, Melissa destroyed the country. And he's coming and telling the country that, okay, the country has been destroyed by Melissa, and we're going to revive it. And I have 6 push behind machine to revive the agriculture. That tell me that person is brain dead. And that's a question I have to put here right stand.
All right, sir. All right. Yeah, Raleigh, make we wrap it this evening. Talk to us about that basic food basket and talk to us about how much money the minister said they spend in agriculture since the hurricane rally.
Well, him never give the amount of money that was spent total, but them said them spend 200 million on the trucking of water, 140 million initially, and they are going to spend another 60 million to deal with the trucking of water to mitigate the impact of the drought on the sector, because the drought is hampering the recovery process.
Them spend 200 million?
Yeah.
Hold on there.
That's just for the trucking of water.
Hold on. I want to check something. 200 million. Hold on. 200 1 2 3 4 5 6. 200 million divided by 40,000. Really? When I used to raise chicken, how much years ago that, Madam Producer? How long ago we stopped raise chicken? We stopped raise chicken about 2020, 2021, somewhere there about.
5 years ago.
I used to pay $40,000 for a truckload of water. When I have 10,000 chicken on the farm, that can serve me for a week. $200,000 divided by 40, 200 million divided by 40,000 is 5,000 truckload of water. That can't satisfy our food security needs if the farmers in St. Elizabeth are going to really push farming.
Now we have a massive problem. Instead of the Essex Valley irrigation thing is supposed to be ready by the end of this year, we have a massive problem, man. Massive problem. And this whole thing that neglects, because again, the microdam thing was a solution to that problem that was created.
And Eddie Siaga and the labor right, them destroy that.
Yeah, man. I know them so they might have the farmers then with ponds.
Oh, so they don't want to call it microdam, they're calling it ponds.
Ponds, yeah, man. Yeah.
Ay, boy.
Yeah. Politics.
Yes, Ja. Jamaica is in trouble, Raleigh. And the government is hiding. We have questions for the Prime Minister. We have questions for the Minister of Agriculture. We have questions for the Finance Minister. Why are you all not coming forward to answer questions from the people of Jamaica? Habka Fitz-Henley, if you can't take an interview from an independent journalist, shut up your mouth and go on side. We want to talk to you. We want to know what are the plans of the government to take us out of the recession. We want to know what are the plans to cut the trade deficit. Hey, go ahead, Raleigh.
No, we are saying, but you cannot talk about those things. Those things are way above his pay grade.
No, but at them that we want to hear about. We don't want to hear about no guy we have ministerial position come out a major and a minor. We have major issues in this country. And if you can't talk to us about these issues, we're going to shut up and go sleep.
You know, we don't want to hear from him. Them things are way above his pay grade.
When I get $20 million a year and can't answer a few questions, can't come out, come give us some guidance of how we're going to get out of this problem that we are in. What I call it money for? I take the final call. Caller, you are the final caller. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Colin. Good evening, I should say.
Yes.
And good evening, Ralston.
Yeah, man. Good evening, sir.
You touched a point about food security. And
it brought back to my mind how this government, this regime, the GMP regime from 1980 till now destroyed this country's ability to feed itself. They deliberately destroy our ability to feed ourselves. Let me give 2 examples. In 1979-80, we started out on our rice growing project. You remember Bromdeck?
Bromdeck, yeah, man.
Yeah. And when they won in 1980, they destroyed the project for no reason other than it was a PNP project. By now, 50 years down the road, we would have been, I'm sure, self-sufficient in rice. I'm sure. Because we had the enthusiasm and we had the farmers who were participating in the project. All across the island. Next, we had, you remember that company is Versier, that was producing on food on the go, where you buy the package and you can just warm up your curry goat, your ackee and saltfish on the go. Remember that company? I don't think you but there was a company like that. So you could buy food on the go, which only require limited amount of preparation to eat. They destroyed that company. Because that company was drawing heavily on local production because all the inputs were Jamaican. They destroyed that company, I remember. We started to assemble buses in Jamaica, where we decided that the cost of importing our buses for the transportation system, we try to assemble at least cut part of the cost by assembling it down here in Jamaica. And we started. NAFCO was the name of the company. They destroyed that. 2016, we got 60 million from the Chinese to promote the development of rice at home. They sent in all the equipment required. I think we got over 12 or 14 farmers to participate in the project. And we are ready to go. We have all the equipment. There was no problem with equipment and so the Chinese were behind that. And we had the farmers. So we had the expertise, we had the technology, and we had the technical assistance to try it again. And you know, they won the election. And all of the equipment and harvesters disappeared. Nobody knows where them gone. So this government has been always trying to destroy our ability to feed ourselves. And
well, that's a very big mistake in today's world. I can tell you.
And we are going to pay for it dearly.
Yeah, man.
All right,
man.
caller, thanks for the intervention. We're wrapping up here.
Yeah, man.
Bless you, man.
Blessings. Donna, somebody's saying Donna says there is no problem in Jamaica. Tell Donna be careful how she walk a road. Mind vehicle liquor down. Yeah? Donna, be careful how you walk a road. Mind vehicle bounce down, because I don't think you're seeing well. Raleigh, finally, anything you want to leave with us this evening?
Well, what I said to you is that for the quarter ended June 30 of this year, JPS had operating revenues of 270 million, cost of sales 167 million, gross profit 103 million, expenses 73 million, and the other income, where them get money from, the insurance claim 17.3 million years, so them end up making 23.5 million years, compared to 11.9 million years. So the big factor is the insurance claim. For the 6 month period, the profit 29 million compared to 24 million the previous year. Again, the big factor is the insurance claim.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right, Raleigh, we'll link up tomorrow evening. Blessings, my brother. Stay safe.
Blessings.
One love.
Yeah, man. All right.
My people, give thanks everybody who joined us this evening. Thanks to Ralston Iman. Thanks to Councillor Garth Wilkinson, who spent the time with us talking about Cooper's Pen. Somebody who have intimate knowledge of Cooper's Pen. We want to thank him for spending the time with us this evening. Do remember to subscribe to the channel, like and share the channel. Give the channel a thumbs up for me now, please. Tell somebody else about Portland Spice TV. We'll be with you again tomorrow evening right here, 5 p.m. for another in the series of the Colin Bell Show. Before I go, let me tell you something. Next week, we're planning to do some morning show, you know. You know, somebody send Ratty some money for me and say, give Colin that piece of food there for your help with the morning show. I think next week we're going to test some morning shows. Maybe going into the other week, we're going to test them, you know, see how the morning thing work. But stay with us. We'll keep you informed on whatever it is that we are doing right here on Portland Spice TV. This has been the Colin Bell Show for yet another Monday evening. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again tomorrow evening for more of the Colin Bell Show. Peace be with you, my people.
Tell them to try pre-wee, big up Portland Spice TV. Tell them to try pre-wee, big up Portland Spice TV. Remember to subscribe. See, Portland Spice TV. Louis Culture said it once, so I say it again. Portland Spice TV. We are going to hold them and pop it off. Bogus match where we rip off. Subscribe, share. Portland Spice TV is